What's going on, guys? This is Berz. Got a review here for you today. This is the Aranyik 27-inch Latin machete. This is an amazing machete for an amazing value, and it has an amazing look, actually, and it's just amazing. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, although it is. This is a 27-inch machete. This is a Latin machete, and it actually is a lot thicker than you would see a normal machete, so you can use this for a little bit harder work. I got this mostly for brush. I want to do some brush work, clearing some brush, and it's an amazing worker for that. You have this eucalyptus wood handle, which is nice and smooth as to not give you any blisters. One downside to being handmade, and I'll get to that in the future of this video. This is made of 5160 spring steel. Now, spring steel is used in a large majority of higher end katanas because of its strength, and it's amazing, you know, to get an edge on that. Although this is tempered differently, this is heat treated differently, so it's not going to be a katana, kind of what We All Juggle Knives kind of got to in his video. But with my testing over the last few months, I have seen no problems with the edge. There's no chipping going on or anything like that. This is an amazingly great value. So let's go ahead and measure this bad boy just for fun. I'm going to break out my good old-fashioned Stanley Power Block 2. Got handed down to me by my dad. Let's see here. We're looking at a 20-inch blade, tip to butt, and then this should be about 7 inches. Right on the nose, 7 inches. So you're looking at a 20-inch blade and a 7-inch handle. This handle is really amazing because you have, you know, it's nice and round, it feels good, you have the guard here, and you have a lot of room to move around. I put a lanyard on here, you know, just in case I want to do some work. Got the lanyard on there, and it's put together very well. One exception with this one is it actually was starting to cause some cuts on my hand just because this wasn't, I'd say, grinded down enough to where it was flush with the wood. So the metal sticks out a little bit, causing a little bit of a ridge here. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a little bit of a ridge on part of this. So when you're using it, you actually can, you know, especially up in here, you know, if I'm doing work and I'm having this movement here, you know, I actually will kind of graze my knuckle and give it a cut, which I actually documented before. Alright, the one thing I'm noticing is I'm actually getting like a little cut right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's going to zoom. But it's because the metal on the spine here is not completely level with the back of the blade. So I'm going to go through do some modifications or maybe put some tape over that. But when you don't have any gloves on, that's what you're going to come across possibly with this, because it is handmade. So it's something I like to see them switch, is to get this metal down in line with the wooden handle, because underneath here, you know, you put your hand here, do some slashing, and you end up with a little baby cut. But the action of this, using it and cutting and going through stuff, is very easy. You want to hit it probably around this area right here. That's where the brunt, you know, the power of this blade is, for what I've seen. And the sharpness of it is really good. Very sharp, razor sharp. These are handmade, so each one's going to be individually a little bit different than the next. That's the one, I guess, interesting, pretty cool point, is they're handmade. Now, I did go through meticulously, and it took a long time to heat this blade up, you know, individually, and frog lube the entire blade. And I've had no problems with, you know, rusting, corroding, anything like that, because it is high carbon spring steel. You're gonna need to treat it with some kind of rust preventative, kind of like a CLP, frog lube, whatever you use. You're gonna have to treat it with something. Now, when we look at this sheath, this is where the value comes in. This sheath is basically some fake leather And as you can see, the design's kind of eh. I mean, I had it on my belt, and you know, try and take it out. Boom. You know, I just cut it right there with that coming out. Noticing out here in the woods is it's not the easiest to get out, but it is a lot easier to get in than it is to get out. I actually did cut that fake leather getting it out the first time. It'll get the job done. It'll get you where you need to go. Nothing special. So that's where they're gonna save you money. They're gonna give you a sheath that's gonna work. Doesn't have a drainage hole either. It's gonna work, but that's where they're gonna save. That's where they're saving the money in this package. You know, you're getting an amazing blade, handmade, and you're gonna get a kind of sheath. But that doesn't bother me too much because, you know, there's nothing tactical going on with this blade. There's really nothing going on with this blade that you're gonna need some kind of special, amazing sheath. I mean, you're gonna put it away, and it's gonna keep you, you know, pretty well protected. Amazing value, handmade. The rivets on here are perfectly good. Nothing going on with those. They're nice and smooth, just with the exception of this bottom part, which, you know, if it's not right, they're not going to send it out. So is that a big deal? No. Wear a glove if you're really worried about it. But the knife itself, you know, this machete, this Latin machete, is amazing. I really can't say much more about it. It's one of my favorite knives to just go out and mess around with. You know, if I'm just picking up a knife to go do some brush stuff, I'm like, hey, I'm going on a really heavy brush area, I'm picking up this blade and I'm taking it with, because it's just gonna mow down the brush. I had to set up an area for a video I was doing, and there was a ton of just tall grass that was underneath there, and I took this machete kind of like this and just kind of like went across, and I mean, it was just going right through the grass with no problem at all. Now granted, you're not going to be using this for grass, so to speak, but I mean, I went through vines, small tree limbs, I mean, all kinds of stuff that you can run into in the natural habitat that we live in here, called Earth. And you know, that's what this will do. If you're looking to baton with it and stuff like that, wouldn't really do that with it. It's not made for that, so don't think about doing that with it. This is a machete, not a batoning wood kind of a blade. So that's a real quick look at this really cool value Aranyik Latin machete. Currently, I think you might find them on eBay. They're actually restocking them, to my knowledge at the moment. They don't have any on Amazon, which is where I got this. But they will be available soon on Amazon very shortly. So if you have any questions on this blade, go ahead and let me know. If you got one, put it in the comments section. And comments always welcome. Until next time, later.